Traveling, we need to focus on that. Self-growth, we need to focus on that. Relationship with God, we need to focus on that. Every kind of issue you can imagine in terms of people and friends and people trying to use you and all these things, it's like amplified and magnified times 100 when you're an expert in a situation like this. Being a child of light, it's not a light calling. It's not a light calling. God used individual recipes for each and every one of us. Literally. Because why would you not accept me for who I am? I'm literally such, like... I don't want to get emotional, but like... Don't be one of those people that wait for me to blow, then you now come and say, oh, I knew how we went to school together and she was so kind. I will tell them I don't know you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tommy. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. I know my face is so fine. Get into it. Yes, stare at my face. It's not easy to be a child of light. Okay? But in today's video, first of all, Happy New Year. I know this video is coming out late, but in today's video, I'm going to be answering some questions. So in December last year, since December, oh, please don't judge me, don't come for me, okay? But like since December last year, I posted something on my Insta stories and I was like, oh, people should ask me questions, 2023 wrapped YouTube edition, and I never answered them because life just got chaotic and a lot of things were just going on. So I'm going to answer them now. I guess it's never too late, right? Because life lessons and stuff, they don't have an expiry date. So if you want to hear my answers to the questions, and thank you to everyone that sends questions in. If you want to hear my answers, then just keep on watching. So first question says, like, what was your most remarkable experience of 2023? And I thought about this. I can't choose just one. I would say the Daniel fast and Malaysia trip. I went on Malaysia trip by myself. So honestly, there were so many amazing things that happened last year. It was very hard, but there were a lot of W's. Like, it was really hard. One of my friends was telling me, and she was like, you know what, when you have high highs, like maybe low lows are the price you have to pay to have those high highs. And I was like, you know what, it's true. So I would say, Daniel fast and Malaysia trip. If I were to pick, I can't even choose one between both. If I were to choose one, maybe Daniel fast, because it was just so impeccable. The things that were born out of it were just next level. That was a whole topic for another day if I really want to delve into it and what actually went down. Give us a detailed mini story time of the worst thing that happened to you in SK. You want me to come and do vulnerability on YouTube? Baby girl, if I'm being honest, I am not a very open person. Like, you can probably tell I'm more on the guarded side than the open, let me share, here is my life type of person. But detailed mini story time. I made a whole video. I posted it, I think, September. I shared, different things that happened. It was like if you moving abroad. I moved abroad a year ago and this is reality. I think that's why I titled the video. And I shared month by month things that happened, hard experiences. So if you want to know, you can go and watch that video. But if you want a detailed story time of the worst thing that happened to me in Korea, I can't choose one. Like, are you talking emotionally? Are you talking spiritually? Are you talking mentally? Are you talking physically? Are you talking like, bruh? Because I have like an answer for everyone. Emotionally, I have an answer. Spiritually, I feel like it was actually one of my strong spiritual years. Like, all that warfare worked in my favor in terms of like strengthening, my character and pushing me closer to my purpose. I said emotionally already, emotionally, spiritually, physically. I mentioned it in my video when I got a cast on my leg and I had to call the the ambulance in a country where I can't speak the language. Like, that was just something else. What else? I mentioned a lot of things in those videos. If you want me to go into details, that means I have to like some of the stories, for example, like emotionally, some of the stories like involve a third party and I'm just not comfortable with sharing things that might involve somebody else. Even if the person is not close to me or something, I don't know. That's just not how I do things. I prefer to just not really say too much. Or if it's someone where you can put two and two together and guess who the person is, I don't know if I really want to share that, because I mean, if you've been following my journey in KR, I've shared like a lot of people that I've met and stuff. So I don't really want to like reveal anyone. Maybe in future when these things are not as recent anymore, maybe I'll feel more comfortable sharing it. But for now, we'll just go with the 40 minutes video that I made and I gave you the tea. I hope you can appreciate that, because it's not easy to be open on a platform like this, especially if you're already not an open person. Like even with my friends, even with my wise, solid friends that have shown their character to me and like that will never question how they feel about me, I still have to sift out and sieve out what I share to them. I don't know, I'm just not a big sharer. I hope you can understand. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I don't want to say anything, but you have to just be wise, and you have to like, I don't know, you have to be wise in the way that you divulge information, especially on the internet. But yeah, my 40-minute video has a lot of that. So if you want to, that's the most open I've ever been. I don't want to say that's the most open I'll ever be, because God is a God of no limit, so he might push me to share something more than that. But for now, I hope you can make do with that. Okay, next question. How do you cope with living abroad and missing family back home? Sister, it was a girl that asked this. Baby girl, if only you knew. If you knew everything I've gone through in this country, you would know that is the least of my worries. Like if that was the biggest problem I had, oh my gosh, I miss my family, bruh, that means my life would have been so like glamorous in KR. But if you know everything I've gone through, that's the last thing. Was the last thing that was bothering me. I was raised to be very independent. My family is made up of like just girls, and like I spent like 3 years in boarding school, so I'm not a very like attached to my like I need to be in the same geographical location as my support system or else I'll faint. That's not the kind of person I am. Some people are like that. Some people might have those experiences and still be like that, which is fine, but me personally, I'm not one of those people. So I'm not like super attached. I'm not like always calling every single day, like I speak so it didn't really bother me. I think I was just like hyper focused on my goals here, and I'm like, I need to achieve what I came here to achieve. I'm not going to be here forever. I'm not going to be here long term. Traveling, we need to focus on that. Self-growth, we need to focus on that. Relationship with God, we need to focus on that. Deepening my foodiness, we need to focus on that. Like going closer to my purpose, we need to focus on that. So I've just been more focused on those things. But yeah, I definitely have missed like my support system at some points, because I've had experiences here with people. Some people that just have questionable character, some people that just like latch onto you as a way to like get through being in a foreign country abroad. Because honestly, any issue you have in your home country, or like where your support system is around you, even if it's not your home country, being an expat, it's in a country where the language being spoken is not, let's say English. English is like a very common lingua franca in a lot of countries, right? English is not the language. The lingua franca in KR, Korean is the language. So the circle, your options are already smaller. So like every kind of issue you can imagine in terms of people and friends and people trying to use you and all these things, it's like amplified and magnified times 100 when you're an expat in a situation like this. Maybe if you're an expat in a country where the language being spoken is the same as your primary language, or a language that you're fluent in. For example, maybe you're fluent in French, or you're fluent in English, and you're in Canada, or you're in the States, or you're somewhere in the UK, then you would survive, right? Because you have options. You can even decide, you know what, I want to meet people from completely different cultures from me, and language barrier will not block you from actually building a relationship or judging if you can be friends with somebody. But in a situation like this, it worsens everything. So when like in moments where I've just felt like, wow, I'm so happy that I have quality people in my life, I do kind of miss them, or I've missed them, but I can't do without. Like I'm also a very low maintenance friend. Like I'm not crazy about seeing people all the time, to be honest. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Sorry, that was a bit long-winded. I'm so sorry. If you could go back in time to January 2023, what would you do differently? You know what? When I saw this question, I thought to myself, whenever I go through stuff in life, whether it's with people or if I feel like I do something that is maybe a bit out of character with like the way I respond to a situation or whatever, if I make a decision out of brokenness, whatever the case is, I always sit down. I'm a very reflective person. I always sit down and ask myself, okay, Tommy, and I'm like having a conversation with God simultaneously. I'm like, is this something that was born out of an abuse of free will, or if this God-given free will, or is this something that was just part of my destiny? As per human beings are not perfect, there are just some things you just have to go through. Like, is this something that was just tailored to my destiny? Like, is this what it was? And I feel like last year a lot of things I experienced were tailored to my destiny, to be honest. So I don't know if I'll do anything differently. If I felt like a lot of the mistakes I made were born out of my own abuse of free will, then I'll probably say that, for example, I shared an experience in my 40-minute video where I got into a situation of like clubbing overnight, and that was just not my plan at all. That is like me misusing free will, right? So that I can say that one was my fault. But a lot of situations I went through were just like way deeper than that. So I don't know if I'll do anything differently. I was submitted to God, maybe reading my Bible more, to be honest. But that's like a consistent, I don't want to use my tongue and say something, but like, I don't know. I feel like throughout my walk with Christ, I've just always struggled with being consistent with studying the word. But then again, I'm also I feel like if I read like, let's say 5 verses, I feel like, I just read it on the surface. It doesn't count. So maybe I probably do read my Bible more frequently than I think. And I just need to stop being too hard on myself, because every day is not going to be roses and rainbows. You just need to stay connected. As long as you put in the work to stay connected, that's what really matters. I hope that answers your question. I'm very happy with the things that came out of the hard seasons. I'm not happy with the tears and like the pain and everything, but some pain is purposeful, and if you submit to God, He can really use any experience to bring glory to His name. Even if it was something that was born out of abuse of free will, literally, He can still use it to bring glory to His name and to save people in the next generation. You can use your story and your testimony to help people and to strengthen members of the next generation, even older gen as well. God is a limitless God, okay? When God wants to use you, it's not just people that are your age or people that are younger than you. That sometimes people that are older than yourself, they will resonate with it. You get what I mean? Okay, next question. What was the most life-changing experience you had with God in 2023? The Daniel fast, definitely life-changing. Oh my gosh. And also connecting to God or connecting with God through nature was impeccable. Like, I'll be staring at waterfalls and be talking to God. I'll be looking outside the plane window and be looking at the sunset, and I'm like, God, how did you come up with this? Like, you're so creative. You keep outdoing yourself every single time. And I'm talking to God and I'm like, you came up with all these wondrous, marvelous creations, and you still think I am more of a wondrous creation than all of these clouds and sunsets and sunrises. Like, do you know how much that means? Yeah, being a child of light. Yeah, it's not a light calling. It's not a light calling. God used individual recipes for each and every one of us. Literally, no two people have the same fingerprints. So what does that tell you? That you're unique. Okay, do not doubt that. I don't care what it is that you're going through. You're unique. You need to accept it. You need to act accordingly. Okay. Sorry, guys. I have a very unserious personality. Actually, I removed the sorry. I should never be apologizing for who I am. If you don't accept me for who I am, then I'm questioning you. I'm questioning you, because why would you not accept me for who I am? I'm literally such, like, I don't want to get emotional, yeah, but like, I'm literally just here. I'm just trying to make your day better. You know what I mean, yeah? You know what I mean, yeah? Okay, enough of the crying and like being emotional, okay? Otito. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope my questions helped you. I hope that everyone that asked these questions, got good enough answers. I pray that God blesses your 2024. See how I just switched from to calm. It's no easy. It's not an easy thing to be me, yo. But make sure you subscribe or give this video a thumbs up, okay? Please, so that this channel can just blow like this, and just scatter the whole internet. So that when it scatters the internet, I'll say that I know you. Don't be one of those people that wait for me to blow, then you now come and say, oh, I knew how we went to school together and she was so kind. I will tell them I don't know you. But if you support me now, I'll say, I know you. I remember you commenting in my YouTube videos. Okay? Have a blessed week, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.